My dear brothers and sisters, how often do we find ourselves trapped in worry? Thinking about tomorrow, stressing about things we cannot control, losing sleep over matters that are already written by Allah. But let me remind you of something powerful, something that should calm your heart instantly. Allah is in control of everything. You see, when you worry, what are you really doing? You are trying to carry a burden that was never meant for your shoulders. That burden belongs to Allah alone, and when you try to carry it, it only weighs you down, exhausts you, and steals your peace. How often do we find ourselves trapped in worry? Thinking about tomorrow, stressing about things we cannot control, losing sleep over matters that are already written by Allah. We sit there, replaying scenarios in our minds, imagining outcomes that may never even happen, and slowly, that worry begins to consume our hearts. It drains our energy, it weakens our faith, and it makes us feel as though we are carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. But let me remind you of something powerful, something that should calm your heart instantly. Allah is in control of everything. You see, when you worry, what are you really doing? You're trying to carry a burden that was never meant for your shoulders. That burden belongs to Allah alone, the one who created you, the one who sustains you, the one who knows what is hidden in your heart and what lies ahead of you. Yet we, as human beings, so fragile and limited, try to take control of what was never in our control to begin with. And when we do that, it only weighs us down, exhausts us, and steals the peace that Allah wants for us. Think about it for a moment. The same Allah who has taken care of you since the day you were born, the one who provided for you when you had nothing, the one who protected you in moments you didn't even realize you were in danger. Do you really think He will abandon you now? Do you really think that your situation is too difficult for Him? Subhanallah, how quickly we forget. We worry about our window, not realizing that it is already written. We worry about our future, not realizing that Allah is already there. We worry about people, about outcomes, about things that are completely beyond our control. And in doing so, we forget the one who has full control over everything. We forget to turn to Him, to rely on Him, to place our trust in Him with sincerity. My dear brother, my dear sister, worrying does not solve your problems. It does not change your reality. It does not bring you closer to a solution. Instead, it distances you from Allah because your focus shifts from Him to your fear. And that is exactly where Shaitan wants you to be. Lost in anxiety, disconnected from your Creator, overwhelmed by what ifs and worst case scenarios. But imagine if you replace that worry with trust. Imagine if, instead of overthinking every situation, you simply said, Ya Allah, I leave this matter in your hands. Imagine the peace that would enter your heart. Imagine the strength you would feel knowing that the one handling your affairs is the most wise, the most merciful. Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. So if you are facing something difficult right now, know that you have the strength to get through it. Not because of who you are, but because of who Allah is. He chose you for this test because He knows you can handle it. And not only that, He has already prepared a way out for you. Sometimes we become impatient. We want immediate answers, immediate relief, immediate solutions. But Allah's timing is perfect. What you are going through right now may be preparing you for something greater. That delay you are experiencing may actually be protection. That hardship may be a means of purification. That struggle may be bringing you closer to Allah in ways you never imagined. Reflect on your past. There were moments when you thought you would never recover, moments when you felt completely broken, moments when you thought there was no way forward. Yet Allah made a way. He always did. Maybe not in the way you expected, maybe not in the time you wanted, but He did. And He will do it again. So why do we continue to worry as if this time will be different? Why do we let fear take over when we have seen, time and time again, that Allah never abandons us? The reality is, we need to strengthen our trust in Him. We need to remind ourselves that no matter how complicated our situation may seem, it is simple for Allah. If He can create the heavens and the earth, if He can control the oceans and the skies, if He can bring life from something lifeless, then your problem is nothing for Him. Absolutely nothing. So let go of that burden. Stop carrying what does not belong to you. Turn to Allah with sincerity, with humility, with complete trust. Pour your heart out to Him in dua. Cry if you need to, because He is listening. Speak to Him, because He understands you better than anyone else ever could. And then, After making your dua, leave it in His hands. Don't pick it back up with worry. Don't keep doubting. Trust that He will respond in the best way possible. Because at the end of the day, my dear brothers and sisters, the one who is taking care of your affairs is not just anyone. It is Allah, the most powerful, the most merciful, the most loving. And when you truly understand that, when it settles deep into your heart, you will realize that there is no reason to worry at all. That problem you are constantly thinking about, the one that keeps you awake at night, the one that makes your heart feel heavy. Allah already knows it in every detail. He knows what you are going through. He knows how it started, and He knows how it will end. There is not a single tear that falls from your eyes except that Allah is aware of it. There is not a single thought that crosses your mind except that Allah understands it completely. And yet, despite knowing this, we still allow ourselves to drown in worry as if we are alone in our struggles. You are not alone. You are never alone, and you will never be alone. Sometimes we feel that our situation is too complicated, too overwhelming, too broken to be fixed. We look at the doors around us and we see them all closed. We try different ways, different solutions, and nothing seems to work. And slowly, that feeling of hopelessness begins to creep into our hearts. But this is exactly where your faith is tested. Because when every door appears close to you, that is when Allah opens a door you never even knew existed. Allah is Al-Fatah, the one who opens all doors. But the question is, are you turning to Him, or are you only focusing on the doors that people can open? You see, we often limit our understanding of solutions. We think help will come from a specific person, a specific opportunity, or a specific outcome that we have in mind. And when that does not happen, we panic, we lose hope. We feel like everything is falling apart. But what we fail to realize is that Allah's plan is far greater than anything we can imagine. He is not limited by what you can see. He is not restricted by your expectations. He can create ease from places you would never even think of. There are people who were in situations far worse than yours, and Allah changed their lives completely in ways they never expected. There are people who lost everything, and Allah gave them something far better. There are people who felt completely broken, and Allah healed them in the most beautiful way. Why? Because they held on to their trust in Him. My dear brother, my dear sister, when you make dua, do you truly believe that Allah will answer you? Or do you raise your hands while your heart is filled with doubt? Because the way you think about Allah matters. If you think that your problem is too big, then you have not understood who Allah is. If you think that your dua will not be accepted, then you have not understood His mercy. Allah loves when you turn to Him. He loves when you call upon Him. He loves when you rely on Him completely. And sometimes He delays the answer not because He does not want to give you, but because He wants to hear your voice again and again. He wants you to come closer to Him. He wants to strengthen your connection with Him. So don't lose hope when things don't change immediately. Don't think that your dua is being ignored. Every single dua you make is heard. Every single tear you shed is counted. And every single moment of patience is rewarded. But the response may come in a different form than what you expected. Sometimes Allah gives you exactly what you asked for. Sometimes He gives you something better. And sometimes He removes something harmful from your life without you even realizing it. But in every situation, there is goodness. Think about how many times you wanted something so badly, and later you realized that it was not good for you. Think about how many times something didn't work out, and later you saw the wisdom behind it. That is Allah's plan unfolding in your life. And it is always perfect, even when you don't understand it at the moment. So instead of stressing over how things will work out, focus on strengthening your relationship with Allah. Instead of constantly worrying about the future, focus on your present connection with Him. Because when your relationship with Allah is strong, everything else falls into place. Make dua with full conviction. Speak to Allah like you know He is listening, because He is. Tell Him your worries, your fears, your hopes, your dreams. Hold nothing back, and then trust that He will respond in the best way possible, at the best time possible. And remember this, Allah is doer over everything. What seems impossible to you is effortless for Him. That situation you think will never change can change in a single moment, if Allah wills. That hardship you think will last forever can end sooner than you expect. So don't let Shaitan convince you that there is no way out. Don't let negative thoughts take over your mind. Replace them with faith. Replace them with hope. Replace them with the certainty that Allah will make a way for you. Because He always does, He always has, and He always will.